All right, so you've had it up to here. Your mom and your dad, they're just getting on your goddamn last nerve, and you've made the decision that it's time to go. But where do you start? How do you do it? I got you. Stay tuned. What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are already part of my family, thank you so much for being here once again, as usual. For those of you who are new, welcome. My name is Kira Selena. I'm a practical nurse, and on my channel, I mainly talk about nursing and health, but we also do a bit of beauty, vlogging, lifestyle, a little bit of finance talk. We do pretty much everything over here. So if you want to be part of the family, don't forget to bang on that subscribe button down below and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I post future content. So in today's video, as mentioned in the title, we are going to be talking about how to move out of your parents' house the right way. And when I say the right way, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. You don't want to, act like you a grown woman, act like you a grown man, walk up out of mommy and daddy's house like, yeah, I'm moving out, and then have to do the walk of shame right back to the same place you wanted to get away from a couple months from now. So I'm gonna be showing you guys exactly how to move out the right way to make sure that you never, ever have to go back. So the very first thing you need to figure out, and I know this seems like it's common sense, but I'm gonna say it anyway. You need to figure out if you can actually afford to move out. Now, how do you do this? Simple. I'm sure all of you guys already know. Maybe some of you don't, so I'm gonna say it for those of you who don't. All you gotta do is calculate how much money you make on average a month. Now, don't think about the extra money that you can make if you pick up extra hours, because those opportunities for extra hours may not always be available, right? Because a lot of the times if there's an opportunity for extra hours, it's because somebody called off. But what happens if no one called off, right? So what you need to do is you need to figure out how much money it is that you make with your current position. So if you are guaranteed 4 days a week of work, think about what you are guaranteed, right? So if you're guaranteed 4 days of work, think about how much it is that you're going to make bi-weekly per paycheck, right? Or how much it is that you're going to make a month once you've gotten those 2 paychecks, and deduct the current amount of money that you spend already at your parents' house. So maybe you already have expenses. Maybe you already have a car, so you got your car note, your insurance, your registration to pay, right? Registration, we're not really gonna talk about that because that's like once a year, but your gas, your insurance, and your car note, right? So think about that. Maybe you don't have a car, maybe you have a bus pass to pay, maybe you have your phone bill to pay. Just think about all the things that you currently have to pay and deduct that from the total amount of money that you make per month. Now, the second thing you need to do is you need to go online and figure out how much rent is on average for the type of apartment that you want. Now, I know that everybody wants, the beautiful, luxurious apartments at first. Maybe that's not what you can afford. Maybe you can afford a studio. Start small and then you can build up later on. But go online, see how much the average rent cost is in your area. So maybe the rent is $800. Cool. Deduct that $800 from whatever it is that you have left after you've deducted whatever it is that you're spending currently at your parents' house. Now you know what you're left with. Now, when you're looking for apartments, one thing I highly suggest for all of you guys to do is to type in all-inclusive apartments. This means that your rent, your electricity, your hydro, and sometimes even your Wi-Fi will be included in the total cost that you will pay a month. So you will only have one bill to pay. But some of you guys may be unlucky, and maybe that's gonna be a little bit harder for you to find in your area. So if you live in an area where all-inclusives are a little bit harder to find, you now need to find out how much it's going to cost you on average for your hydro. So all you have to do, if you have any friends that live alone or any cousins or aunties that live in the type of apartment that you would like to live in, ask them, how much do you pay on average for hydro? How much do you pay on average for electricity? And then deduct that cost after your rent. And then you're probably gonna have your regular expenses, like we like to get our refills every 2 weeks. You wanna get your lashes refilled every 2 weeks. Depending on your budget, you may have to, tone down on that. But for me, that's out of the question. I need my refill and my lashes every 2 weeks. Point blank, period. Maybe not my lashes, because I don't really do lashes like that, but my nails, at least, they need to be done all the time. So I deduct that as well. And then you also want to go out with your friends. You want to have a social life, right? If you are moving out and you're not going to be able to do any fun activities, you're not going to be able to go out with your friends anymore because the only thing you can afford is rent, stay at your mama's house, for a little bit longer. It's not time for you to go. Trust me, you are going to be miserable. You are going to be miserable. So deduct how much it is that you pay on average for going out with your friends. Let's say every 2 weeks you guys go out and you guys have a couple drinks, you guys might grab a meal, and that might cost you $50. Maybe you guys might hit the bar later on too. So anywhere between $50 to $100 bi-weekly. So that's $200 that you have to deduct. Now, how much are you left with? Let me know. Let me know in the comments how much you're left with after you've done all this math. Now, in my personal opinion, everybody should be able to save at the very, very least, minimum $500 a month. Child, if after you've deducted everything, you only have $80 left, it is not time for you to leave yet. You need to stay home and you need to save a little bit more, because rainy days aren't going to come based on how your pockets are looking. Rainy days aren't gonna look at your pockets and be like, oh, she only got $80. I'll come in 2 weeks when she gets paid. No. Things happen. Your car may not start. Now you need to get a new battery. You might lose your bus pass. You need to get a new one. Anything can happen at any given time. And if you are unable to save, if you're literally living paycheck to paycheck and you have $0 at the end of every month, that ain't life. Stay at your mama's house, save for a little bit more. Let's say you've done your math and you can save on average of $500. Now, I'm not saying that you have to. Y'all do what you want, but based off of my experience, I've been living alone for a little while now, and I'm telling you guys, I think that you guys should at least be able to save $500. So let's say you can. Now you need to get into the mindset of living alone, right? If you want to move out, you need to act like it. You need to act like an adult, and you need to start prioritizing, and you need to start putting money away. So what do I mean by that? If you know on average your rent is going to cost you $800 a month, every single month, open another account, or if you have a second account, every single month, take $800 from what you get paid, put it in that account, and give your mom or give your dad your debit card so you cannot touch it, and pretend that that money is gone, right? So that is preparing you to get into the mindset of moving out. And then you can kind of see exactly where it is that you're at once you've deducted all of your other expenses, once you've done your nails, once you're going out. It kind of lets you see how comfortable you're going to be and how much money you will have left over when you move out, right? So start doing that. And what that also allows you to do is it allows you to save, because that money that you're giving your parents to hold for you, or that debit card that has the money that you're giving your parents to hold for you, that money is literally savings. So now you're allowing yourself to move out, or you're saving money before you move out, so that when you move out, you have money in the bank, which I think is so important. You have to have money in the bank before you move out. And I'm saying, after you've bought your furniture, which you will need to buy, you may not need to buy everything at once. I didn't buy everything at once. I still have a bedroom that's empty. I still have little things that I want to get. But the very first thing I got when I moved out was a bed, and I really wanted my couch and my TV. Like, I wanted to have all of the big things first, but I had enough savings to do that. So if you guys want to see how I was able to save $10,000 in 5 months, you guys can go check that video out, and you will get all the saving tips in there. But you don't have to get everything at first, but you want to make sure you can at least get your bed, maybe some maybe some chairs for your tables, and maybe at least a TV, right? So once you've bought all of these things, once you've deducted your cost for your furniture, and once you've deducted your cost for your security deposit, some people don't ask you for a security deposit, but some people will. So once you've deducted your security deposit, which is usually a deposit for the first month and the last month, and all of your furniture, or the main furniture that you want to get, how much do you have left? I say if you do not have at least $2,500 in your account, that's the very minimum. For me, $2,500 is pretty good to have in your savings, and that's after everything. If you're still here and you are loving this video, don't forget to bang on that like button. Give me a big thumbs up. Let me know how you feel in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Let's move on to the next tip. Is to try to build your credit as much as you can while you can. And there is so many different things that you can do to build your credit. If you guys want me to do a how to build your credit video, let me know down in the comments, because trust me, I was 18, impulsive, irresponsible, and not making a lot of money. Got myself into a lot of trouble with my credit. It really took a toll on me, and I'm still paying for some of my actions that I did when I was younger. So make sure that you are building your credit as much as you can before you move out, because the better your credit is, the more chances you have of getting approved for sorry y'all, my mama just called, but like I said, the better your credit is, the more likely you are of getting approved for an apartment, because most apartment owners, apartment building owners, or apartment building companies, they will all check your credit score and how much rent. It might play a toll on how much rent you're gonna pay, how much down payment you have to put in, or you may just not get approved at all. And also for your hydro and for all your other stuff, basically having good credit, or at least average credit, will save you from super high interest rates, which is just extra money that you can pocket that you're not gonna have to spend because of poor credit. So while you're at your parents' house, try to build up your credit. If you are 18 and you have no credit, all you gotta do is go to your bank, get a credit card. Get a credit card for literally $500. That is it. $500, that's it. And don't spend more than 30% of that $500 a month, and make sure that you are putting that money back in either ahead of time or on the due date every single month. And within 6 months, you will see that your credit will go. My next tip, and this one is a big one, guys. If you're literally sitting there thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be able to, afford my rent. All I have to do is, if I can do 3 doubles a week, I'm gonna work 7 days a week and I'm gonna do 3 doubles out of those days. So for 3 days, I'm gonna work 16 hours. And for the other 4 days, I'm gonna work my irregular 8-hour shift. If you are gonna have to overwork yourself to be able to pay your rent, stay home and save. Take it from your big sister. I'm your big sister and I love you. And I'm telling you, stay home and save, because that is not life. What is the point of moving out, getting your own apartment, if you're not even gonna be able to actually enjoy your new space because you are doing doubles every day at work to be able to afford your rent? It just doesn't make no sense. You are going to hate yourself. You are going to burn out really quickly, because you're not going to be able to do that forever. You're not going to be able to do that for a year or 2 years. Trust me. After doing that for like 2-3 months, you're going to get tired. You are going to start burning out. And if that is the only way you can afford your rent, you really, once again, need to stay home and you need to save. That is not life. That is not life at all. I say that if you can work 4 days a week and comfortably afford everything, you're good to go. But if you have to work 7 days a week, or you got to work 5 doubles a week just to be able to move out, just stay home, save as much as you possibly can, and then move out. And my last tip is, if you know anybody who has moved out or anybody who's been living alone for a while, ask them questions. Ask them. That's what I did. I asked my best friend a lot of questions. I asked my cousin a lot of questions, and I was basically just trying to learn from their mistakes and their experiences. So I asked them, hey, how much money do you think is, if you could go back in time, how much money would you have saved before leaving? So that kind of gives me a gauge on how much money I should have. Do you have any tips that you can offer? Just ask questions and try to learn from their mistakes, so that you can have a comfortable move and you can live as comfortably as possible without having to struggle, without having to overwork yourself, or without having to live paycheck to paycheck, because baby, that ain't life. That is not life, okay? All right, so that concludes the video. If you guys have any other tips that you guys want to share, leave them down below. Let me know what your goals are. Let me know when you want to move. Let me know where you're at in your journey. Let's have a conversation down in the comment section below. If you are still here and you have not subscribed, I'm gonna give you a second. I'm gonna give you a second to subscribe. Okay. Now you're part of the family. Thank you so much. I promise you will not regret it, because we are lit over here. Also, if you subscribed, don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you will be notified when I post future content. And I really hope to see you guys all in my next one. I wish you guys the best of luck on your move. And yeah, I'll see you in my next one. Bye.